Right then, there's a quick walk around video for a Honda CR-V, and this is a 2-litre SR manual. 2013 car with just 59,000 miles on the clock. Really lovely car, it's been beautifully looked after. I'm going to scuffle around a bit because it's about to pour down and I want to do it before the rain comes, but it's so clean. Lights and lenses are nice and clear and intact. Bonnet, extremely clean, can't see any obvious stone chips on there. Near side, lovely and smooth in the panel work. Oh, you know, what you normally get on the near side, a tiny little brush mark, but there's nothing that merits a mention. Nothing that can't just easily just polish off. But it's just got a lovely natural gleam to the car. And the back, again, all very nice and clean. All the rain starting to spit, so here we go. Off side of the car, driver's side, again, beautifully clean. It has been kept really, really nicely, this car. Externally, to look hard, it could be the odd tiny mark, but for a car that's 11 years old, that's in beautiful condition. It's coming to the boot area now, absolutely cavernous boot. It's been kept in really lovely condition. It's coming to the back now, enormous amounts of legroom. We've got this lovely half leather Alcantara interior, which again is in superb condition. Quite often CR-Vs are very heavily used in the back, that's where the kids are, yet this one's given a very gentle life by comparison. And the passenger side front, very, very clean and tidy. Full set of original Honda mats in the car. Passenger seat there, again, in beautiful condition. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dash is illuminated. Again, it just looks in beautiful condition. Just coming up here, you've got information display panel there. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that nice parking camera which complements the front and rear parking sensors. And carrying on down, it's just been kept, sorry, shaky hands, in lovely condition. Come to the dash pinnacle, hopefully you can see 59,383 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 2-litre SR manual. The car is registered LP63AZR, and mileage at the start of the road test is 59,375. The reason for all of our videos, and especially this part, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we've always felt it important is because loads of people have been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and unfortunately find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car, which can be hugely frustrating. We also do it on these very quiet country roads, beautiful part of Gloucestershire. It actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is of course it will be representative of what you feel yourself if you went for a drive in the car. So coming to the car, it's got a wonderful service history, and it's immediately apparent when you drive the car because it just feels as tight as a drum on the road. Engine, twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engines are simply brilliant. Best engine in its class by a country mile for loads of reasons. Most people know about Honda's reliability, and this is a classic example of one of their best engines. Brilliantly engineered, incredibly tough and reliable over huge mileages with just good regular maintenance. The cam chain driven, there's no cam belts to worry about, and the cam change generally lasts the life of the engines. But it's such a lovely engine to use. It's smooth, quiet, tractable, flexible, economical. When you do put your foot down to go anywhere, you're met with that lovely induction snarl you get from Hondas. It's muted, it's in the background, but it's there and it sounds engineered, it sounds pure. Honda said it's just a wonderful piece of engineering. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch of the car, smooth and light, positive, and bike point exactly where it's meant to be. Gear lever and gearbox is a object lesson to other manufacturers on just how to do a good gearbox. Starts with the positioning of the gear lever, hand falls naturally to it, the angle of change and plane of change is perfection. Most cars these days, transverse engine at the front, the gear levers are joined to the gearboxes, not directly but by cables, and this is no different in that sense. The difference is in the quality of the gear change. Far too many that use that, and there are big advantages in using them, by the way, but unfortunately it also means that lots of its competitors end up with gear changes that can feel vague, lifeless, just unpleasant really. This feels just perfect. Short and throw, snappy, precise, substantial, mechanical, what Honda do superbly well, and it feels like new, there's just zero wear in it. Then moving on to the steering and chassis of the car. Again, modern fad for electric power steering, and this one's no different. First things first, it tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but it's very nicely done. It's got nice weight to it. It's precise and accurate, reasonably quick as well. It's not one of these where you sort of turn the wheel and wait for something to happen. So coming to this corner here, carrying a bit more speed than normal into it, but when you go through, hardly have to turn the wheel at all. The chassis is brilliant because it is a family car that's there to get you comfortably from A to B, and it does a superb job on that. But when you do go through corners, it is very capable indeed, and which shouldn't be misinterpreted for sporty, because it is not. It's not a sporty car, but it drives beautifully for what it's designed to do. And worth pointing out, there's absolutely no clonks or rattles from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't be there, so all in fine order. I'm going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. So there's a really good brake pedal on the car. Bite is strong, but there's no pulsing or vibrations when you hit the brake pedal, so all in fine order there. And then we come inside the car. It's literally just arrived to us. It's not yet been cleaned, although it's not going to need an awful lot. It's in lovely condition. The first thing you notice getting in any CR-V, in all honesty, is the build quality. They are beautifully put together cars. No squeaks or rattles. It feels substantial. Honda are very clever. They don't go for the obvious loads of squidgy plastics to make you feel as though you're in something well built. They build them well, but they use the materials that are going to withstand year after year of heavy family use, and that's why it's designed the way it is. It is brilliantly designed. I've got a CR-V, my wife's got a CR-V, we've got kids. They're as capable of destroying a car as any other one else's kids, if not more so, and yet the CR-V is incredibly resilient. But also you notice a really good visibility in the car. You feel very much in control of it as soon as you get into it. Loads of my customers, when they get in, sometimes they've not driven one of these before, think, oh crikey, it's a bit big, I'm not sure I'm going to get on. But to a man or a woman, everyone's got out of the car and said the same thing, that it was much more manageable than they thought. And I think that's helped by the fact that the visibility is so good. You don't feel intimidated by the car at all. You've got these huge wing mirrors that so for lane changes or reversing manoeuvres, they make life a lot easier for you. But you've got quite a low dash line as well, so you can actually see the bonnet, which is a sort of minor miracle on most modern cars. And the dashboard itself, which is very well laid out, is such an easy dashboard to come to terms with, to use. I always say, within a day or two of driving a CR-V, you've mastered it. Everything becomes second nature. You're not having to think about things at all. You've got an upper display, information display up there, which you can configure how you like. That also acts as the rear parking camera as well. Huge radio, which I love. It's just so simple and easy to use. Obviously, you've got Bluetooth with the USB cable. You've got hands-free for the telephone, and CD player as well for old fogies like me. Dual zone climate control system, which pumps out absolutely ice cold air, by the way, but it also gives the opportunity, if you want, to have different temperatures one side to the other, all working as exactly as it should. As I said, you've got switch gear in the Hondas. It's just so beautifully made. It's, again, you've got that lovely tactile, high quality feel to everything you press, push or otherwise. And then you've got your heated seats down here, all again working exactly as intended. And finally, dash binnacle in front. Simple, easy, legible dials, not overdone, but just very nicely displayed, so you can take the information very quickly. The one button you will never find in a CR-V is a four-wheel drive button. Not all CR-Vs are four-wheel drive. This one is, but still doesn't get one. The reason being is it's all automatic. Honda worked out really quickly that most people, when they're driving these cars, will be driving as I am right now. We just don't need four-wheel drive on. So the car basically runs in the most efficient way possible, two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, at pretty much all times. Only as and when it needs to go into four-wheel drive will it do so. And it's done via the traction control system of the car. So it reacts far more quickly than you ever could yourself. So if you were to pull away on a bit of snow or mud or ice, seamlessly brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it is incredibly effective. As I always say, with our CR-Vs, we tow a caravan, and I've never come close to getting stuck with the CR-V. The lack of use of the CR-V in terms of four-wheel drive helps with loads of things. Notably, you're going to use less fuel, you get through your tyres less quickly, and you put so little mechanical stress through it. It's incredibly robust and reliable. So much so, as again, I always say that we've been selling these for nearly 3 decades, and thousands of them now, by the way. And I cannot remember putting a spanner on a single one when it comes to the four-wheel drive system. So it is tough indeed. Can't fault it. Drives absolutely beautifully.